We have a 3-node cluster deployed in AWS with our AOS target subnet in use. Now, on the NC2 side, we have the 3 nodes, and we're using the FEN VPC that's already been created within my AWS environment. So we'll quickly swap over. So here we are dividing this subnet range, this 10.78.130 into /26s. So we'll have 4 different subsections to work in. Now, if we look at our cluster and go to settings, we go to network configuration, we see that we've broken this up or consuming 2 different subnet ranges within that larger AWS CIDR range. So we'll add the 3rd range in. We'll just call it smaller 3. And we'll pick from that 130 range our subset. We don't have to worry about the gateway IP. It'll automatically install the OVS flows to get it to the AWS gateway. So hit save. So we have our 3rd range. Now we already have some workloads running on the other 2 already. So if we take a look at our AWS instances, we'll have one ENI being consumed for the AHV and CVM, even though we have 2 subnets. So in the past, this would have consumed 2 different ENIs on each host, depending if the VMs are powered on, but now it's only consuming 1. So if we take a look at the, go back up, the secondary IPs, we see that we do have a spread of some of them within the smaller range of smaller 1 and smaller 2, the first 2 sections. So now if we go and add in the 3rd, so that the 3rd won't come up until we have powered on VMs. So we can clone this template, smaller 3 dash, we'll clone 6 of them. We just have to change the networking. Add it into our newer 3 range. You can see that it's coming up perfectly fine. Hit add, save. So those will get deployed out. Once they're deployed, we'll have to power them on so they consume an IP on the AWS side. So we can, the command line is an easier way to get these all powered on, but since we have just a smaller amount, this is perfectly fine. So now we're going to be looking for IPs in between 129 and 190. So here are the powered on. We've already got IPs. I guess this last one, get that powered on. So now if we go into back to the AWS console, we'll just do a quick refresh. We should still, now that we're consuming 3 different subnets, depending on where these VMs powered on, we should see some of the higher range. And right here is a couple of them that hit that. If we take a look at another node, networking, our secondary IPs are where those VMs are going to sit. And we can still see that we're consuming just the 2 ENIs on the host. But we still have the ability to consume an entire range like we did before. So we'll use this 131 range, go back into our cluster networking configuration within settings, create subnet, call it just full range. 131 right here. And it'll, when it's the full range, it'll pick up the correct CIDR for you. Hit save. So now, if we go add a couple of VMs into that subnet, go back, clone this, create another 5. We'll call this full. Change the network to, so this would be typically how it was done in the past with using a full ENI range. And looks like it's good. Got it, hit save. Power these on. So now when we take a look at our AWS host, we'll see that we have a new ENI for this subnet that has been powered on. And if we can we get lucky enough without doing a refresh? Yep, and here is the new ENI. So now you have a way of really consuming ENIs more efficiently within AWS, but you still have the old way if you want to dedicate more ENIs to a particular subnet range. So you have a lot more flexibility within your AWS environment using native networking.